10. And joining me in the studio now is Donna from the Sawyer County 4-H Club. Good morning, Donna.
Good morning. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
So you've been on the job just a short little period of time, but I know you're from the community. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became the director now of the 4-H Club for Sawyer County.
Sure. I have been part of the community here for many years.
Yeah.
And then was a teacher at Central School District for 22 years.
Okay.
And then decided to transition to apply for the position for Sawyer County 4-H Positive Youth Development Educator. And so here we are.
Here you are.
Yep. My my own children were a part of the 4-H program.
Okay.
And so naturally I became a 4-H volunteer and I was helping them through their projects and
Right. Yeah.
really fell in love with the program. I'm not originally from the area. I did grow up on the south side of Chicago, and I really don't remember hearing about 4-H, but I did after I got this position, went back and looked, and they did have 4-H in Cook County. It may have looked a
Oh,
little bit different,
right.
but I don't know, I just really loved what the program was about as my youth were going through it, and so decided to become a 4-H volunteer and had no clue that this would be my where I would end up, but I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Now, me growing up in my school years, in a small town back then called Forest Lake, Minnesota. Now it's part of the urban sprawl of Minneapolis, St. Paul, but I heard of 4-H, but I thought it was for the farm kids. It wasn't for me. That's not really true, at least not today now,
Right.
right?
Yes, I hear that all the time. When I'm trying to get out there to promote 4-H or people share their story, it's usually some kind of farm background that they'll have. They were, living on a
Yeah,
farm and they were showing animals, or even families that had never heard of 4-H before. Because we do have those families in Sawyer County that aren't sure what 4-H is about,
yeah,
and they think it's about animals, and it really has expanded into a lot more than just showing animals. Animals are important. I think the youth that are in the project showing animals, especially with the beef and swine production and goats, we have rabbits and I'm probably going to miss some
yeah,
sheep. It's important for them to learn where their food source comes from and how to
right,
grow, good quality meat.
right,
But there's it's expanded beyond that, and there are so many other project areas that you can learn about
right.
and
Okay,
experience.
yeah. Yeah, it's it's not that. Of course, now we are in a rural area. We're in a rural county. There's lots of farms around us, so every young person is connected to another kid that lives on a farm somehow through the school system or other organizations. So there's some element of familiarity to livestock or agriculture. But like you said, it's more than that. They have other areas of leadership and research programs. You mentioned they have a STEM program element to this.
Yes, we have STEM, robotics. You know what? Experience is really about finding your spark. So there's really no limit. And I think that I can't even tell you how many different projects that there are, but I mean hundreds of different projects that you can be a part of.
Yeah,
And if there isn't a project that's on the list,
right.
there's also an independent project that you can be a part of. You can
Oh,
create a
okay.
project.
Whatever they want.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so my job as the educator is to help make those connections. So if a youth has a spark or a passion about something, is to find that adult or that volunteer or the organization to help
Hmm.
them learn more from their experiences with that.
Oh, okay. So you do put kids together with mentors and other adults and businesses that want to have. That's very, very cool. So, we think about 4-H, and then naturally I gravitate to what's happening at the Sawyer County Fair because that's the big showcase moment for these kids who do have animals, who do have other farm agricultural products that they want to show because they spend time doing this. But like you said, there's other elements that are entries in the fair for judging that really don't have to do with the barn, but let's go to the barn. And how many kids are out at the Sawyer County Fair that are 4-H kids um, doing horses, pigs, and cows? What else is out
There's sheep
there? Oh,
out
sheep out
there.
there. Okay.
Yep, and we have rabbits,
Yeah.
poultry, there's
Right.
turkeys, chickens, goes to the poultry barn.
Mm-hmm.
I you want the numbers exactly, I
No.
don't, but it is a growing program.
Yeah.
We were having a discussion that, and I hate to bring up COVID because people don't like it, but it really hurts the interaction and connections of the
Okay.
4-H programs across the nation, but especially, in Sawyer County because of our, restrictions put on, that we had to meet virtually.
Right.
That is very difficult in our rural area with the broadband issues that go on in our area. So our numbers went down a little bit, over the last year. We have doubled our numbers in 4-H. And a lot of the youth that are showing in the animal barn also have exhibits in the exhibit hall as well. And then
Okay.
we have youth that don't show animals during exhibit hall.
Yeah.
But we do have for auction and for show, I think right now going on at 10 o'clock today
Yeah.
will be our large animal. So you have your dairy, your beef, uh, your sheep, your swine that will be judged for showmanship, so
Okay.
how well the youth interact with the animal and with, their knowledge of the animal, and
Yeah.
then also for market, how well the animal is it's where you judge the animal, not
Right.
so much
Yeah.
the youth, but ultimately it goes back to how well did they raise their animal.
Yeah. Yeah. That's and the disciplines that go along with that. I mean, for some of these kids, getting up early in the morning to take care of their animals out at the barn or in their pens and cleaning the pens, there's a lot of interdisciplinary skills that can transfer to life skills as well. And I know you talk about that with youth development.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about that involvement.
Yeah, so with youth development, we have clubs and committees that and consist of adults, volunteers that help mentor and support the youth through their project experience.
Okay.
We have some youth that are brand new to 4-H or new to raising animals, and we have youth that have been showing for quite a while or raising animals, or
Hmm.
not even just the animal part, just in other areas or project areas. So the youth tend to take the leadership position and lead and help the other youth.
Okay.
We also have um, several opportunities where 4-H youth can take leadership in the community. Like civic engagement is one of my other areas.
Oh,
So I'm 4-H educator, but I also am positive youth development for Sawyer County. So I do
okay.
work with youth and organizations that are not, 4-H youth, but a lot of our 4-H youth that are come from a lot of our leadership from the youth come from our
Right.
4-H youth. Um, we have some we have a youth that just went to National Congress last November, and they learned all about government, and then they're also on our Heart of the North
Wow.
team,
Yeah.
and go down to Madison and talk about rural issues that affect our area. Then we also have another youth, Callan, who we're really excited. We do summer camp, and we do it with Russ County, but she was our camp director,
Okay.
youth director. So she was put in a leadership position to mentor other camp counselors and then help, the adults with organizing camp. And there's so many different opportunities to get these youth out in the community and make a lifelong skill,
Yeah.
of being involved
Right.
in the community, being active. So it and learning to give back is
Yeah.
really important.
Yeah. Is there other 4-H in the other counties surrounding Sawyer? Do they all have their own 4-H programs?
We do. We're very fortunate in this area that there are 4-H is covered in most counties in Wisconsin.
Okay. And then, what was my other regular get-togethers for the kids. Do they get together once a month, or is it just a periodical schedule that they have to get together as a group? You'd mentioned, Zoom meetings, so there must have
Mhm.
been some that might have been for the adults, but I'm just thinking about, this is a 4-H club for the kids so that do they have a community time together?
Yes. So when a person enrolls in 4-H, they choose a club. And right now we have 2 main clubs. I'm hoping that we bring back, we've lost some with
Yeah,
different educators in the position, and when they leave, there was gaps in between hiring somebody else, so you kind of you lose
right.
some momentum.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that right now our momentum is shifting with towards improving 4-H. So we have 2 clubs. We have a Hayward club and we have a winter club. So when you enroll in
Okay.
4-H, you choose a club that you would like to be a part of, and they meet monthly for the most part. I mean,
Yeah.
uh, it's happening all over where the 4-H youth are involved in other entities.
Really?
Just
Like
like
school
like
sports
any other
and
youth
other yeah.
organization, right? And same thing
Yeah.
with adults. The
Yeah.
ones that are involved are busy in so many different
Yeah.
areas. It's
Yeah.
like that with our 4-H youth. So the clubs try to meet once a month, and then they have projects, special projects. Like we have horse project, and they'll be displaying. They have gymkhana this afternoon, I believe, at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow they have their showmanship and
Mhm.
their activities and judging tomorrow. Um, so then we have projects off of that, like our market animal with our
Yeah.
livestock is a project. We have, um, the horse project. We have Legos. You'll see Legos in the exhibit hall.
Oh,
There's
okay.
photography. We're so many different opportunities. So you might meet with them, the project areas.
Yeah.
For example, I do because I left my classroom in my school district in the middle of the year. I was very fortunate. They gave me a whole month to transition out of my school
Okay.
into the UW extension position. But then I was working on projects with them. I did taught 4th grade and did a lot of agricultural pieces
Okay.
in the 4th grade classroom. And so we have what we call now where I can go back and do a hatching unit, a chicken hatching unit with the group. So we've created an in classroom
Mm.
project that is called the 4th grade flock club. So every year I go in and it's short, like it's a
Yeah.
6-week thing and we're done. So there's so many different ways. We have after school clubs and programs. We have 4-H. We can really be creative so we meet the needs of the youth, time frames.
Yeah.
But everybody that joins 4-H is part of a club, and then we have all these little projects that they can choose to
Sure.
be a part of.
Yeah. And so, how does someone or an adult maybe say, "Hey, this might be something for my child"? How do they join? How do they connect with you?
Sure.
That information.
Perfect. Our 4-H year is similar to a school year. It starts September 1st and it goes through August 31st. So we do enrollment in September. We really push enrollment in October because September is hard for clubs to meet, you
Yeah.
know. But we that's kind of like our soft opening and enrollment time.
Oh, okay.
October, the first week of October is our 4-H National 4-H Week. So you'll see a lot of promoting going on. Um, then there's an online, it's 4honline.com is where you enroll. It's electronic, but if
Okay.
people don't have access or to do that, they can contact me at the UW Extension office, which is at the courthouse. We're in the basement of the
Oh,
courthouse near
okay.
Forestry Department.
Yeah. Very cool. And what about a phone number for
Sure.
reaching you directly?
My phone number is 715
You don't call yourself very
I
often. You don't.
don't, no.
No.
715-638-3294.
Yes, you got it right.
Oh, good.
I was looking at the web page at the same time. Oh, yeah. So, this is a good time then for you to one showcase students showcasing at the Sawyer County Fair, which is good promotional for
Right.
joining 4-H. And then, like you said, you have your September, October. That's really cool. Is there a cost to join?
It is free.
What?
It is free to join.
No,
There
no.
is
All clubs have a fee. They all.
it is free to join, and our leaders board is so awesome. If you go out to the food or if you go out to the fairgrounds
Yeah.
well, first I wanna get back to the fair.
Yes.
So we have that full year. And the fair, a lot of people say it's the 4-H fair, but really the fair board is wonderful. It isn't 4-H. There are other youth groups that are out there
Yeah,
displaying
yeah.
projects, but
So it's not
for it's
exclusively
not
4-H.
exclusive
Yeah,
4-H, but it is one way that we can showcase what we've worked on all year long.
yeah,
And the fair board has been fabulous about getting youth out there and getting involved in the fair. I mean, they work so well with all organizations because
yeah,
it's all about the youth and
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and we love the people that join in open class, the adults. And we love to hear stories. I know at fair time I have a booth out there. I hear alum come back or maybe they weren't Sawyer County alum but other about their 4-H story.
Right,
It's
yeah,
wonderful. Um but if 4-H, our leaders board at the fairgrounds, there is a food booth, and it's just ice cream that we sell, but that
which is
money.
a good food.
Yeah. Oh, it's a popular one. I don't know. Yesterday, they were swamped. That was
I
wonderful.
I bet.
Um,
Well, the next couple days are gonna be swamped, so
yes,
I hope you prepared because 'cause we're gonna
yes.
get up to the 90s by tomorrow,
Oh, yeah,
so
they'll be prepared. But we're so fortunate because they use those funds that they raise
yeah,
for scholarship opportunities. So to go
okay.
to summer camp, there is a cost, but if you're part of 4-H, you get a 50% discount to go. So I think
Mm,
this year the cost was $80. And this was for a 2-night, 3-day camp over at
yeah,
Trails End in Bruce on the Chippewa River. It's
okay.
beautiful.
Wow.
And for $40 if you're in 4-H
Right,
is your cost to go. But there's scholarship opportunities. Some of the youth that go on the state and national trips also get, discounted. So we're very fortunate that we are able to raise funds through the food booth to help offset the costs. And they do have scholarships for those that are in need, and it's just the Sawyer County is so lucky. The 4-H group is really very lucky that they have that support
yeah.
from the leaders board, and that wouldn't be possible without support from the community.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's very cool. Well, Donna, I'm gonna let you go because the fair is gonna be starting up here in a couple hours. We got to get back to the and get things organized. And it's been great to hear from you and what's happening out at the Sawyer County 4-H organization. Thank you for taking the call and stepping up and being part of this organization. And I know it's hard to leave the classroom, but you get just as many kids in 4-H now. In fact, your classroom is probably bigger now
It's
than
bigger, and I always say this is not that I didn't have fun in the classroom, but I
yeah.
only have to deal with fun. It's great.
All right, Donna. If people want to reach Donna, they can give her a call at the Sawyer County Extension Office here in Hayward, 715-638-3294. Better yet, go to the Sawyer County Fair and they can see you in person, and then you'll introduce them to some kids and what's happening out there at the Sawyer County Fair today.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Donna.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye bye.